Hey Leo fam, happy February. So, we're just going to jump right in. There's a lot to talk about. There was a total lunar eclipse in your sign at the end of January, which has left you feeling more drained than you thought. I think usually when any major transit happens in our sign, it's kind of like, yay, great things for us. And it's not to say that that isn't true, but it's just, actually these came out together, so I'm going to keep them over here. It's not that that isn't true. Great things are coming, but it's just because it's a lunar eclipse, a total lunar eclipse, things are not as clear. And especially during a time when you thought maybe it was supposed to be really lit for fire signs, and it is. It just doesn't feel like that right now. Why is that? Well, it could be all of the activity that's happening in the far right side of your chart. Anything that isn't in opposition to our first house has everything to do with other people. And Aquarius season really is about other people. It is a humanitarian. It is a, lover of all. So your attention this month might be drawn more towards others, for better or for worse. And it might be something that you guys don't really like. Not saying that you have to be the center of attention, but it's a different dynamic, right? Like, you might find yourself being the center of attention, but in a way that you might not like. Yeah. So, okay. And I think this has more to do with you getting comfortable in your own skin again. So it could be that others are paying attention to you, and you're just not used to it because you're so used to others telling you to dim yourself down or to not have enough, not have as much fire or what have you. So this month, or I guess in January, a lot of you have kind of accepted that this is just who you are and accept me as I come or not at all. And a lot of people might be reacting negatively towards that. So it might feel like it's the end of the world because people don't like you right now. But that's not the case. It's just because other things need to come in. So you have to prioritize and make room. So for your general spread, you have the Two of Cups and Death in reverse coming out together. I can't pick these cards up. Hold on. So Two of Cups and then the Death card in reverse. So I see this as the eclipse, as you finding, rediscovering yourself again, finding that self-love that other people have taught you to not do for so long. And you might feel conflicted because you've been in this mode for so long, because other people find your personality to be too combative or to be too loud or too bright or too much, Leo shit. So you're at a crossroads now between, do I love myself and do I give up this old thought pattern, or do I give in to everyone else telling me how I should be and then I'll just hold myself back and be miserable forever? And I think you guys have already chosen to not do that. And that's why you're here, because you're like, well, I tried doing that and now there's all these problems around me. And I think a lot of that comes from self-doubt. Here you have the Emperor in reverse, the Aries card. So Mars and Aries, there's a lot of planets at home in Aries right now. So that's why I want to make it very clear that even though it feels kind of shitty, it's just everything is moving forward, even though it just doesn't feel like it. When Mars is in Aries, everything wants to, it just needs everything to happen right now. Otherwise, it's probably not going to happen at all. And oh my God, now I have to think of a contingency plan. And what do I do? Stop. Just stop. Coming from an Aries, Aries Sun, Leo rising, just chill for a second. This is what this means. Chill for just a second. And reevaluate some things. The Ace of Wands is still here for you. It's still an ace. It's just upside down because you feel upside down because things aren't moving forward, right? They're not moving forward. So it's making you anxious. And the lack of movement, the lack of physical change around your world in the same level that you feel the change internally is not matching you. In fact, it's actually going against you. It's making you really question whether or not this is where you're supposed to be, or these are the people that you're supposed to be around, or like if this is, if you're ever going to get a chance to really feel like yourself, if you're ever going to be accepted for being yourself. And the universe says yes. There's a lot of good things coming in. The Ace of Pentacles, that is stability, but also new opportunity. But, you know, with the law of attraction and how this universe works, it's this, all this stuff doesn't come to you until you align with it. So this month is really practicing ignoring all of this noise around you, all this chatter, and even the noise inside of you. You have to really prioritize now what it is you want for your future, because the Three of Wands is normally a card of waiting for your ships to come in, but you got it in reverse, along with the Page of Cups. Or not the Page of Cups, the Page of Wands. I don't know why I said the Page of Cups. That was weird. But understanding that even if certain ships that you were expecting to come in don't, or maybe a circumstance that you expected to go one way changed, understanding that you still have that fire within you. And I think taking this break, prioritizing, shifting your environment, shifting the people around you, and prioritizing who you want in your energy field, that will help you to become this. The Page of Wands is a youthful, immature, maybe dramatic individual, but he has a lot of ideas and he has a lot of passion. And sometimes he has too much. I know it sounds ridiculous. I even kind of cringe saying it out loud myself, but that's what came out. So when I see the Three of Wands in reverse going to the Page of Wands, I see this as downsizing. You don't have to sacrifice too much. I think it's not anything that you have to sacrifice personally. I think it's just your environment and the people around you. But also the space in your mind that desires to expand, because, you know, Jupiter is still in Sagittarius and it's going to be there for a while and a lot of shifting. But really regaining that sense of stability in yourself, being confident in your reemergence from your hibernation, because let's be honest, it feels like fire signs have been hibernating for like a decade, just because we have never found the window to be able to be ourselves where it will be socially acceptable. Now is that window, but you don't feel that way. But that's the catch-22, right? That's the joke. Like, you have to feel confident in yourself in order for you to attract things that make you feel confident in yourself. So don't let other people's talk throw you off this month. That's the main thing I'm getting. Focus on your goal, focus on your priorities, set intentions and follow through, but just relax. Do stuff, but don't rush. Do stuff, but don't expect things to happen right away. Do stuff, but don't expect other people to fall at your will, because they won't, because they see that you're on some real shit and they are going to try to take that down. So, I mean, Leos don't have haters, right? Yeah. But look, you have the Two of Cups, you have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Wands. Oh my gosh, I'm like moving all this stuff. These cards are really hard to pick up. Look at all this good stuff. Even though this is in reverse, it's still here. The universe is like, hey, whoa, look, just look at it from a different perspective. It's still cool. Just see it a little differently. It's really about finding this internal willpower, the one that people have maybe scared away from you guys for the past decade. The one that maybe people told you, if you do this or say this, you'll be too much, and then these people won't like you or these people won't approve of you. And so you did it to be approved of, but in the end you found that people didn't really approve of you anyway. So now you're just kind of like, well, what was the point if people don't care who I am anyway, and I just pretended to be what they wanted? So now you're kind of like, oh, okay. So that internal conflict. I feel like I've been repeating myself for 10 minutes, but that's the main thing I'm getting. It's just seek out your true friends. You know who they are, and ground yourself in them. Ground yourself in anything that makes you confident again, whether it be your art, whether it be helping others, whether it be helping yourself, but really prioritizing who it is you help and who it is you allow in and out of your energy field, because it's going to be a lot to take in, especially with all this new stuff coming in. You're not going to have the energy to deal with it all if you don't prioritize now. So Leo, don't be afraid to create boundaries. If boundaries are something that is a little bit more complicated in this situation for you, maybe just practice grounding yourself in your own self-confidence, because it's there. You want it to come out. It's been there, and it's going to be approved. Not by others, but by you. And in turn, when you make things okay, then other people are like, oh, well, this person is confident and I can't shake them anyway, so maybe I'll just join them. And that's usually what ends up happening. So, prioritize. Another thing. Last thing. It's the same wand. You just gotta look at it a little differently. Okay, Leo? I love you. Happy February. It's gonna be great. Stand in your own, but keep it classy. Bye.